Hi, it's Jason from drpremed.com. I want to talk to you about you'll never be able to escape your parents' influence. And actually, there's a lot that's going to go into what I'm going to mention today. I know it's a pre-med. You probably have a parent who wants you to go to medicine, or you want to go into medicine to make a parent proud, or whatever reason, there's some kind of tie that you and a parent or parents have in regards to what you're doing with your future. And I want to talk to you about a story when I was in at one of the hospitals. I met one of the cardiologists, and he had a daughter who was a senior in high school, and he was asking us med students. He's like, "So, what does it take to get into med school? What are the major requirements?" He goes, "Because it's been a while since I applied, and I have my daughter. I want her to become a doctor as well, and everything like that." And so he was telling us like how his daughter did well, but he had a lot of boundaries at the house and rules and things like that, where academics obviously came first and stuff like that. He said she was a good kid and everything, but then it reached the point where people started to hear back from colleges and everything like that, and what he found out was that her peers, they got into Ivy League schools like Harvard, Princeton, Cornell, UPenn, all of those type of schools. And his daughter, I don't think she got into Harvard or something like that, but she was pre-med. She knew that she wanted to become a doctor, and she got into like a, what was it, a combined MD BS program, and one of those programs that's going to shorten your time from undergrad to medical school. And so she was happy about that. But the dad, being a doctor, he was saying that he was actually kind of disappointed in his daughter. He felt that she should have worked harder, and then otherwise she would have got into Harvard like all of her peers, and then she wouldn't be a disappointment to him. He's like, "Now, I'm telling you guys this in confidence. I would never tell my daughter that she needed to work harder or she was a disappointment to me, but those were some of the thoughts I had because I felt that she was just as capable as her friends who she grew up with to get into an Ivy League school like they did." And so he was a little bit hurt by that. And on another rotation, one of my favorite OB-GYNs at the hospital, she was a twin like myself, but then she had a daughter that was in college, and she was saying like how, yeah, she had to take her daughter up to college this past weekend and things like that, and how that was a very tough time for the eldest child to be away at school. And then she was saying like when she was in college, she was like, yeah, I kind of looked over her schedule, and I made her take general chemistry freshman year of college and one of the science math courses, excuse me, as well. And she was like, yeah, my daughter doesn't know this, but she's going to become a doctor, and so I'm making her take those courses that she needs to get into medical school. And but I haven't told her that yet, but she just knows that there's certain courses that I'm having her take, and she's like, I'm the one who controls her credit card and her money while she's in college, so she's got to do what I say, otherwise she's not going to have money for certain things. And so there's a big influence with parents and what they want their kids to do ultimately growing up. And I've seen that there's kind of two types of physicians who have kids. There's a type of physician who's like adamant that their kid goes into medicine and becomes a doctor. And then you have the other set of physicians where they're kind of like, no, medicine's really changed. I don't think it has all the glory and all the things that people originally thought about it, so I really don't want my kid to go into medicine and all of that. So that's just sort of the two polar ends of the spectrum in regards to medical school and what parents who are physicians think about it for their kids entering the field potentially. But I want to tell you a story about what happened to me recently. I had some very, very good medical news in regards to medical school, the next steps, and everything like that. I got a lot of congratulations from the administration at my school, some of the professors as well. And so then I was at a family function with my mother and stuff like that, and there were a lot of people who knew me long term and stuff like that, and they know I'm a medical student, they know all of that. And so my mom, she's really excited. She's like, Jason, you got to tell so and so the news and stuff like that. I'm like, no, there's no need to. She's like, oh, you must, you have to. They're gonna be so proud. They're gonna be so excited for you. So I was at this event, and it was going around like from person to person. You know, mom's like, hey, I have some news to share about my son Jason. You know what was going on and all of this, but this is what happened. Or Jason, you have to tell so and so. They're gonna be so excited and so happy for you. And obviously, these people were very happy. Got hugs, congratulations, exclamations of happiness and excitement and pure joy over it. And that's just one thing to keep in mind when you're going through this process of getting into medical school, or even the way, even once you're in and just moving through your career, become a doctor. There's so many people who have a vested interest in what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and you don't want to let them down. You want to make sure that you're doing everything possible to get where you need to be, but at the same time, the caveat is you want to go into medicine because it's what you want to do, not because you want to make a parent proud or you want to one up a sibling or a cousin or something like that, but it has to be in your heart that that's what you want to do. You want to do medicine for all of those reasons that are important to you. Because actually, now that I'm talking, I'm thinking about a story that happened. There was a classmate of mine, father I know is definitely a physician, and I think she was on the path of medicine and medical school because that was just what was expected of her and everything like that. And actually what happened, she got into medical school, she was a classmate of mine, and then she decided that, you know what, she didn't want to do medicine. She was doing it because other people expected her to do it and it wasn't what she wanted to do. So she actually withdrew from medical school and totally gave up medicine, went on to get an MBA somewhere, and is just finding her passion and joy in life that doesn't revolve around medicine. So that's just something to keep in mind. Like, you don't want to go through this process, invest all this time, effort, and energy if medicine isn't for you, or if you don't want to do it. But I thoroughly enjoy medicine. It's what I want to do. I can't imagine myself doing anything else. I sound so cliche, but if anybody asked you on an interview about what would you do if you didn't get into medical school, say that you can only imagine yourself being a physician, and you would go through the process all over again to ensure that you would get into medical school. The next time, if you didn't get in, don't say, oh, I would probably do X, Y, Z, or go into a different field, because I was like, okay, this person isn't totally 100% committed to medicine, and that's what they're kind of looking for. So that's a tidbit of advice for you there. But I just want to tell you that, yes, there are people who are very proud, and you have that parental child dynamic at play that's going to be with you throughout your life, because parents are always going to be invested in what their kids do, and they just want to see you happy. They want to see that you're making the right choices, and sometimes they think that they know what is the best choice for you, but if something's not what you want to do, you have to put your foot down and stand up for yourself, and not be just going through the motions just because somebody told you that. You need to be like my classmate who said, you know what, medicine isn't for me, it's not what I want to do, I'm living somebody else's dream and not mine. But if medicine's for you and you want to do it, definitely go all in and do everything possible. And another cliche is that, what's this thing about getting married? Parents are so proud of you to marry a doctor, but no, you want to be the doctor that somebody marries if you're not married or whatever. But at the end of the day, you want to be a doctor because nobody can take that away from you. There's a lot of things that go into it. Your life is going to change. It's never going to be normal per se as a physician. And so I just want to share that with you, because I really haven't seen firsthand the thing about parents and how excited they get about their kids going into medicine. I have a twin brother, he's a lawyer, and I'm going into medicine, and it's always like, oh, your parents must be so proud, a doctor and a lawyer in the family. And so yeah, I get that all the time, so that makes sense. But to actually be out in public and have your mother running around, Jason, tell people the good news about what's happening with your career in medicine. Oh, you have to tell so and so, and stuff. Like, they're proud because that's the work that they invested in their kids to get them where they need to be in life. So I totally understand that, but it was just a little bit interesting to see that firsthand. Obviously, I know how proud and excited my parents were to attend my white coat ceremony in medical school. But that's kind of expected because you're at the white coat ceremony, so you know they're going to be proud and happy to be there. But just at a different like social setting to see that was a little surprising for me. I'm a little shy, I guess. I'm like, no, you don't need to say anything and stuff like that. I'm like, no, you can tell them yourself. I really don't want to say too much about it. But this is Jason from drpremed.com. I want to sign off with that. And so if you have questions or you're concerned about the process, you're not sure what to do, you can always reach out to me, Jason at drpremed.com. That's my email. Or just hop onto the website and send me a message. Look forward to hearing back from you. And even if you have any comments about the role that your parents have played in your life in medicine and being pre-med and becoming a doctor, look forward to hearing from that. Just put in the comments, put a line down there. I look forward to having a discussion about that because I know everybody has stuff going on in regards to medicine and parents and the influence that they have on that. Again, Jason with drpremed.com.